Good day, my name is Taytum-Paige Bosch and this presentation explains my semester training programs for HMSV390. Throughout the semester, I designed evidence-based programs focusing on plyometric training, speed and agility, aerobic endurance, as well as a year-long periodization program. Today, I will explain the physiological demands of my chosen sports, how I structured the training variables, and the scientific principles that guided my programming decisions. To establish a baseline, I began by evaluating the unique physiological demands of each sport. Field hockey operates as a high-intensity sport requiring repeated sprinting, rapid acceleration or deceleration, unilateral loading, and explosive multi-directional cutting. Consequently, these athletes require superior reactive strength and a highly efficient strength shortening cycle to maximize power output. Soccer is quite similar to hockey as they have demands for sustained high intensity for a timeline of 90 minutes. While soccer players depend on robust aerobic foundation to recover between high effort bouts, match outcomes are ultimately determined by linear velocity, acceleration, agility, and cognitive reaction times. These precise physiological requirements form the framework for all of my program designs. My programs followed the principle of progressive overload. Progressive overload means gradually increasing the training stimulus by manipulating variables such as intensity, volume, or the exercise complexity. This ensures continuous adaptation while avoiding sudden increases that may lead to injury. In the plyometric program, I first focused on teaching correct landing mechanics and knee stability to reduce injury and create a safe foundation before processing to higher intensity exercises. During weeks 3 and 4, I increased exercise intensity, introduced more unilateral exercises, and reduced ground contact time. Reducing ground contact time improves reactive strength and allows athletes to produce more force quickly during sprinting, jumping, and changes of direction. Week 5 was intentionally programmed with a deload week. During this week, training volume was reduced while movement quality was maintained. This allows the muscles and the nervous system to recover, reduces accumulated fatigue, lowers injury risk, and prepares the athlete to perform at a higher level during the peak week. The aerobic program was designed over 12 weeks. Phase 1 developed the aerobic base through continuous running, interval training, and small-sided games. Small-sided games improve aerobic fitness while simultaneously developing technical skills and decision-making under match-like conditions. Phase 2 increased aerobic power using fartlek training, shuttle runs, and hill running. Fartlek training was included because it alternates between high and low intensity running, closely replicating the unpredictable nature of a soccer match. And shuttle runs were selected because they improve acceleration and deceleration, change of direction ability, which are performed repeatedly during soccer matches. Phase 3 became increasingly match specific by introducing repeated sprint training, possession intervals, and full match simulations. Alongside the aerobic program, I also designed a speed and agility program for soccer. This program focused on improving acceleration, linear speed, change of direction, agility, and reaction time, which are essential for soccer performance. I progressed the drills from simple linear sprint mechanics to more complex multi-directional and reactive exercises. This allowed athletes to first develop sound movement mechanics before performing sport-specific movements at higher speeds. Adequate recovery periods were included between repetitions and sessions to maintain movement quality and reduce fatigue. I manipulated the key training variables to ensure progression and optimal adaptation. Training intensity gradually increased from low to high, volume increased throughout each phase before reducing during scheduled deload weeks. Approximately 48 hours of recovery were scheduled between high-intensity sessions to allow muscle repair, replenish energy stores, and ensure the athlete could maintain training quality during the next session. Progression moved from bilateral movements where both legs were together to unilateral movement where each leg works independently. This better reflects field hockey because many movements such as sprinting, lunging, and changing direction are performed at one leg at a time. Every programming decision was supported by exercise science principles. Plyometric exercises improve the strength shortening cycle. During the eccentric phase, the muscles rapidly lengthen as they absorb the force when landing. This is immediately then followed by the concentric phase, where the muscles shorten to produce force during takeoff. Improving this cycle increases power, acceleration, and jumping performance. I applied the principle of specificity by selecting exercises such as lateral bounce, skater jumps, and split jump squats because they closely replicate field hockey movement patterns. Training movements that closely resemble the demands of competition improves the transfer of training adaptations to on-field performance. Progressive overload was achieved by gradually increasing training intensity and exercise complexity while maintaining correct technique. Periodization ensured that athletes developed fitness systematically by progressing through foundation development and peak phases while incorporating planned deload weeks to reduce fatigue and improve performance. Periodization also prevents training plateaus by varying training volumes and intensity throughout the season while ensuring the athlete reaches peak performance at the correct time. Recovery strategies, including sufficient rest between sessions and monitoring training load, reduce injury risk. And finally, because the athlete had patellofemoral pain syndrome, I reduced impact volume, emphasized controlled landing mechanics, and progressed only when the athlete remained pain-free. My year-long periodization program integrated all of the training components into one annual plan. The macro cycle was divided into a general preparation phase, a specific preparation phase, a competition phase, and a transition phase. During the general preparation phase, training volume was high while intensity was relatively low to establish an aerobic and strength foundation. During the specific preparation phase, intensity gradually increased while training became more sport-specific through speed, agility, and plyometric work. During the competition phase, volume decreased while intensity increased to maximize performance and maintain fitness. Finally, the transition phase provided physical and psychological recovery before the next training cycle began. This systematic progression ensured that athletes reached peak performance at the appropriate time while reducing the risk of injury and minimizing fatigue. In conclusion, my semester programs were developed using evidence-based exercise science principles and were specifically tailored to the physiological demands of field hockey and soccer. By applying specificity, progressive overload, recovery strategies, and periodization, I developed programs that improve performance while reducing risk of injury.